So if you, oh my god, the smoke is like blowing right in my face. And I'm so excited to be filming it. Hey everyone, it's Mia, and today I'm going to be doing my first pick a card reading. This smoke is literally blowing right in my face. This is my first time filming one of these kind of videos, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like it, make sure to give a thumbs up so that way I know if you like it. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so that way you can know every time I post another video, because I will be trying to post more consistently now that I'm not in school anymore. I have all my cards, I'm back home, so I can film a little bit more consistently. And definitely let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see, because now that I'm back home from school, I can definitely film a lot more frequently. I will be filming probably like once a week, kind of gearing this channel towards like spirituality, pick a card readings, tarot, crystals, that kind of thing, or veganism even I'll talk about. So anything like that, just comment down below all of your suggestions for this video, future videos, anything like that. And hit that subscribe and that bell button so that way you will know every time I post a new video. So yeah, just let me know if there's any kinds of videos you want to see, if you want to see more pick a card readings or anything different. Definitely leave a comment below and let me know, because you know, I don't really have like a lot of subscribers or anything, so I read all my comments and I will definitely film whatever kind of videos you guys want to see. So yeah, just let me know down below anything you want me to do differently. I will gladly do so. I love these videos. I'm always watching them on YouTube, and I'm so excited to be filming one of my own. So since it is my first time filming a pick a card reading video, I definitely would love to hear your guys' feedback. Just leave a comment down below telling me what you liked, didn't like, what you want me to do differently, or keep the same. I've been waiting to do this for so long, but I just finished finals at college. So I'm back home, I've got my setup here, all my stuff, all my cards, and this incense, which is literally blowing smoke right into my face. I literally, I probably should have put it somewhere else, but here we are. I'm also probably gonna end up zooming in on these cards at some point so that way you can actually see them and choose which one you want. And also, if you want a personal tarot reading, I do them on my Patreon. It's only $3. Cheapest tarot card reading on the internet. But yeah, it's linked in the description if you want a personalized tarot reading. Click that link below. It's on my Patreon, Mia Shelton. I've been doing personal tarot readings for about like 2.5 years, just for my friends and myself. It's kind of like an online personal reading, full spread, and you can email me telling me anything you want, oracle cards, tarot cards, what kind of spread, things like that. All you can tell me, totally personalized. And yeah, so this video is going to be about what is upcoming for you in June. I chose some like beachy summer themes here. I'm using an animals deck. I'm using a deck that I actually got at Bald Head Island, which is in North Carolina. If you're from North Carolina, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know, it just like enhances the vibe, you know, since June, it's summer. I chose some like beachy themed decks, and I'll write all of the decks that I use in this video in the description, just because, I don't know, I find it kind of interesting to just see. Sometimes like I'll be watching a pick a card reading and I'm like, oh, I wonder what deck that is, and then it doesn't say. So I'll write all of the names of the decks that I'm using down below, so that way if you guys want to pick them up, you can. Not sponsored, obviously, but just so you guys know. And yeah, so this is just about what's going to be going on for you in June, and let's go ahead and get started. So first I'm going to have you choose either group 1, group 2, group 3, or group 4. And if you need a sec to pause the video and meditate on which one you want, go ahead and do that now. Alright, so if you chose group 1, Alright, so if you chose group 1, here is what you got. Alright, group 1, so, here is what is going to happen this June. So, you're going to go through some sort of really big change, and you might not see it at the time, but it actually will be like a good change. Like, you might think right now that you're going through a lot. Like, a lot of things are kind of falling apart. It doesn't seem like things are going well right now, but you're going to make a decision at some point. There's going to be some major decision that you're going to have to make, and you're really going to have to follow your heart on this one. You're really going to have to go with what you are passionate about, and you're going to have to be strong. So as you can see, like, these two cards are really sticking out to me. We've got fire and we've got wild horses. So as I said, like, fire is kind of one of those weird things where it's a force of life, you know, like, you need fire to, like, cook your food, and, like, back when it was like cavemen and stuff, they would rely on fire a lot. However, the flip side is that fire can be very damaging. So it's kind of one of those kind of transformations where you feel like things are falling apart, but things are actually coming together, and you're moving through this with a lot. It takes a lot of courage. It's going to take a lot of strength, but in the end, you're going to move so gracefully through it that all the things that seem that they're falling apart are going to really actually be a blessing to you, and you're going to see how things come together really, really nicely. And also, in the process of this change, you might even encounter your twin flame, or maybe that could even be like the deciding force of what you make, like when you make this big decision. Your twin flame might actually be the product of that decision. And I think also another thing that's going to help you make this big decision is, so this is a Four of Swords, for, in case you didn't know, for playing card suits, this is swords. And so the Four of Swords is basically coming here to tell you that you're going to need some time to reflect. Even though it's saying you're going to find your twin flame, and that's going to be definitely the product of this decision, or it might even be like an influence in this decision, you're really, what's going to help you come to this decision and make this change possible is taking some time to reflect, meditating, really spending some time to think things through, because you are going through a lot right now. You're feeling a lot of passion. You're feeling a lot of fiery energy, you know, like you've got your twin flame here, you've got fire, you've got wild horses. So there's a lot of love in your heart right now, and this is not going to be an easy thing. This isn't going to be an easy decision because there's so much passion involved in it. It could even be something that involves a loved one, maybe not like necessarily like a relationship romantically, but it could involve like a very, very close friend who could even be your twin flame. And it's going to be hard to make this decision, but as I said, you have the strength to move through it. You're going to need to take some time to reflect, and you will figure it out for sure. You will figure out this decision. And another thing, I'm seeing a lot of red here, So I'm gonna go ahead and say that you probably, oh yeah, and there's even some little roots right here. So yeah, definitely you're gonna have to come to the root of the problem, root chakra, you know, like you're gonna have to do some self-improvement, which might even be part of this meditation. You might realize that there are some things that are unresolved in yourself that need to be resolved before you can make this change. You know, things are gonna have to fall apart before they come back together. And it can be hard sometimes when you're realizing all of these things about yourself, when you're really going into that root chakra and finding the root of the problem and figuring out like the root of yourself and what's causing all of these issues for you. It's hard because you really do feel like things are falling apart because you're recognizing all of these flaws about yourself, but in the end, it will help you a lot and probably even benefit whoever your twin flame is in this situation. It will definitely benefit them when you work on yourself and do some self-improvement and just make sure you stay strong. And I guess one last thing that I wanted to even mention is that although you're not supposed to choose based off of the crystal, I do think that sometimes your intuition is drawn to the crystal and it can add to the meaning overall. And this is malachite, which is a heavy, heavy stone. I guess just personally for me, like I feel, it just feels heavy when I feel it. Like when I pick it up, it just has this weight to it that other crystals don't seem to have. And I think it's because it's a very powerful stone. And I think what you're going through right now is very powerful. There's a lot of passion involved. There's a lot of big decisions. And you're going to have to do some reflection and go with your heart, as I said. But I know that you can get through it, and you will get through it. It's, in the end, as I said, it's going to be a major, major blessing. So, stick through it. You got this. You're going to move through it with grace. And yeah, thank you so much, Group 1. Alright, so if you chose Group 2, alright, so if you chose Group 2, this is what you got. Let's start with the big ones. It's getting a little crowded. You guys got a bunch of cards. Let's see. Gotta move some stuff around. Alright, Group 2. So what is happening for you this June? So, just at a first glance, it seems that you're going through something, for lack of a better term. But you might be going through something. You might be going through, like, just a confusion or a little bit of stress in your relationship. I'm pretty sure this is a romantic relationship here. I don't think it's not a romantic relationship, but I could be wrong. This is a general reading, so, you know, take it or leave it on that one. But I do think that it is a romantic relationship, and you're kind of in this weird state where you're like, okay, so, you know, I started this journey, I'm kind of confused on where things are going. And this is the Fool, by the way. You're kind of like a little bit unsure, uncertain on where things are going. You might be getting like some weird mixed signals from your partner. You might be just feeling kind of stuck. You know, like you don't quite see it yet. You're like, okay, we started this is, you know, and I want to say this is a fairly new relationship. Like, you haven't been in this for like a long time. It's pretty new. So, you know, things are a little bit unclear. Things are not quite there yet, if you know what I mean. Like, you're not at that level where you can just kind of like say whatever you want, ask whatever you want. If you're uncertain, you can just be like, hey, what's going on? You still feel a little bit timid, and you don't quite know if it could be even that you haven't even started this relationship. It could just be like, oh, you're kind of into this person. You're a little bit like blissfully in love, not in love, but like in lust, I guess. You're like a little bit like, you might be very like attracted to them, but you're kind of like unsure of where they're at. You don't really know if they like you back, or if you are in a relationship, you don't really know if, you know, like if they're looking to continue this or what they want out of this. You're in a very confused state right now. Things are just a little bit in flux, and that's okay, because ultimately this June you're going to, sorry, I bumped the camera, I hope you didn't hear that. But ultimately you're gonna get through it. You're gonna power through. You're gonna push through. You just need that little boost of confidence, that little faith in yourself, to just know that it's gonna be okay. Know that this is gonna happen. And you really just need to make that decision. Like, if you know what you want out of this, you really have to go after it and just grab it yourself. You have to just be a little bit fearless and just be like, this is what I want. I hope we're on the same page. You know, like, you just gotta go for it. Make a little bit of a bold move. And some problems that might be in your relationship, it could be that like this person and you might feel like a little bit of criticism on their end, or you might even yourself be kind of looking at this person with a critical lens. You know, like you might be viewing them as if they have like these kind of vindictive motives. Like you might have been broken in the past, hurt by a past relationship that kind of made you feel like a little bit of lack of trust for future relationships. And now you're kind of like viewing this person very critically in a way, like not necessarily like you're like, oh, they're ugly, they're stupid, whatever, but critical in the sense that you're viewing them with this lens that, oh, you know, they don't like me. They're just saying this, they're just playing games, they're just doing this to be annoying. Like you're viewing them as maybe somebody from your past, or maybe somebody that hurt you in your past. And this could even be that you have some family issues. Like this, it might not even be like a past relationship that hurt you. It could be some family member, or even like not necessarily like your mother, but like a mother figure, or even just another family member that kind of broke your trust at a certain point, and now you're viewing things in a way that is unfair to the other person. And so you have to view things kind of as if they're a child, in a way that, like, I mean, I know that sounds weird, like, oh, view them as a child, but, like, what I mean by that is, like, when they make these mistakes, or, like, when they do something that confuses you, and you're like, are they playing games? And you automatically jump to this, like, critical view. But instead, try to view it as if they were a child. Like, oh, you know, they're just being silly. They just, you know, it's okay. They're just having a little bit of a bad day. You know, like, view them with a forgiving mindset that isn't so, I don't know, just so black and white, you know, like they're either wrong or they're right. You know, just view it as if they're a child. Like, you know, they made this little mistake, but it's okay. We're gonna fix it together. It doesn't mean they don't like me. It doesn't mean they're mad at me, or they're trying to play games with me, or they're trying to hurt me. And another thing that might help your relationship, is to have that, I know this is sexual union, but it could even be just, you know, giving them a hug, giving them a kiss to show them that you love them. Find out what your love language is. That can be really important in a relationship. You know, you've got this confusion, you've got this, you know, what's going on kind of thing. And one thing that causes a lot of problems in relationships is actually just that people have a different love language. And you can look it up online. There are 5 love languages. You know, and it means that, you know, some people are very, like, they express love through touch, like through either, you know, maybe just giving someone like a massage or a hug or something like that. That's how they express love. Some people express love through words. So they'll say, I love you, or they'll say these really nice things to express their love. Some people express love through doing acts of kindness for their lover. And so you just have to look it up online. I'll link it down below, the quiz for finding out your love language. But it can be really helpful when you have this confusion in your relationship. You need some clarity, but ultimately, I think you know what you want, and you really just have to be bold and go after it and tell them. You got to tell them, this is what I want, because it's possible that they just don't know. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying about viewing them as a child. Like, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt and just be like, you know what? I don't think they know. I don't think they know what I'm thinking. They're not getting the message. Kind of going back to, like, the whole love language thing. Like, you might be trying to send them this message because you're, like, in this new phase of your relationship that you're still not very comfortable with telling them everything, or, like, being so straight up. But they might not be getting the message because they have a different love language. And you might just need to tell them. You might just need to tell them what you're thinking and what you're feeling, because they might just not know. And they're not trying to, like, play games and, you know, be vindictive. They just don't know. So go ahead and tell your partner how you feel. And it will, I promise you, telling people how you feel and being honest about your feelings, as hard as it is, vulnerability can go miles. It really can help you, especially in a relationship like this. So thank you, group 2. I hope this was helpful. I hope it applied to you. So if you chose group 3. Alright, group 3. If you chose group 3, this is what you got. You got a bunch of cards, group 3. Interested to see. Is that in the frame? Nope, it's not. Alright, let's put it up here. So many cards. So many fell out for you guys. Okay. So this is a dense group. Okay. Alright, group 3. So here is what June has in store for you. So you are going through a big transformation. You're gonna go through a big transformation. And you might be aware of this. Like, you might know that this is going to happen. You're going to have a big transformation. And you might, it could be out of fear. It could be out of just, you're kind of used to this comfort zone that you're in and you're not really ready to leave. But ultimately, you need to go with the flow and stop pushing against it. You're trying to, like, stop this transformation from happening. You're trying to stop this transformation from happening. You don't want it to happen, but it's a good transformation that needs to happen. It's just you're pushing against it, and you're not letting it take its natural course. It needs to take its natural course for things to go right. And when you just kind of let go a little bit, I think that's kind of an overall message that I'm getting here, actually, is really just that you gotta just, like, let go a little bit. You gotta kind of just let life take its course, and whatever is meant to happen is gonna happen, whether you like it or not. And you pushing against it is just delaying what is meant to happen, which is actually going to end up being a good thing. It's not even a bad transformation. It's a good thing that's going to happen. But I think it's most likely that you're just afraid of this change. You like where you're at, and that's good. You know, it's good to be happy with where you're at, but you're ready to grow. You need to push forward. Well, you're not pushing forward, you're pushing backwards, but you need to honestly just take kind of a hands-off approach. You need to ground yourself and probably just do some meditation. You've been through a lot. Like, you've been through a lot this past year so far. Like, probably, like, leading up to this summer. Like, you've been through a lot. And you're almost to the end of the journey that you started a long time ago. Like, you might have some project or some whatever it is that you started. It could even just be school. And you're almost to the finish line. You're almost there. Like, you're so close. But now it's time to reflect on everything you learned. You know, you learned a lot. And you need to ground yourself in this meditation. You need to, you know, reflect on what you're grateful for. And really just wait it out. Stop trying to, like, push. As I said, like, just kind of, I think the message here is just to, like, chill out. Like, you gotta just let it happen. And this can be done through just taking some space, giving yourself some space to reflect, meditate, and ground yourself. And you might be like viewing everything. I think the thing is, like, you're viewing everything right now with such a mindset of glass half empty. And I think you might even be viewing this transformation glass half empty. Like, you're like, this can't go well. This is not going to be a good thing. I don't want this to happen. But you really need to let go and let it happen. And I think another thing is one thing that might really help you is to reflect with other people. As weird as that sounds, like, you know, you have your time to reflect by yourself, of course. I think that is definitely something that you're going to have to do, you know, take some time to yourself to meditate. But I think if you join a group or some sort of either maybe like a group therapy or something where you can connect with other people who have been through a similar experience or have a similar goal. And I think this is also like, you might meet somebody who's really important, maybe even a soulmate, through joining some sort of group, maybe even a volunteer organization, like a volunteer group, where you can meet this person, because you're going to meet your soulmate through spirituality, you know, whether it's spirituality or like some greater good, maybe serving the planet, together. You know, I think one of the greatest ways to meet your soulmate or meet that special person is by joining some sort of volunteer group or, you know, something like that, where you're coming together with a group of people to better the planet or better other people's lives. You're working together for the greater good, because what better way to meet someone who has the same values as you? So I think that definitely you should join some sort of group like that and start viewing the positives of what this transformation could be. You know, like, this transformation, as I said, is really giving you some stress. You're not like totally into it. You're kind of pushing against it. But really what you need to do is just reflect, ground yourself, do things for other people, and reflect on what you're grateful for and what you've learned from this experience. Alright, so thank you, Group 3. I hope this was helpful, and I hope it resonated. Okay, and so if you chose Group 4, alright, so Group 4, if you chose Group 4, this is what you got. This is what June holds for you. This one is a lot of cards. Okay, so group 4, what does June hold for you? So, you are probably part of some sort of group, some sort of team. Either that, or it could just be like a relationship or a friendship or something, but somewhere in your life where you're working on something together. You're trying to like build something together, and you're probably the leader of this. Like, you're probably more of the person who's an initiator, and you know, you're viewed as kind of like a, you know, take no BS kind of person. Like, people really respect you and see you as a very serious person who is probably leading this whole thing and getting things done. You've got everything together. And to better this thing, because you value these people. You do. You know, like, you care about them. You really value these people, and sometimes they might not get that because you are a little bit more of the kind of person who isn't always very, like, emotional and empathetic. You're more of the type that is very pragmatic, very rational kind of person. You're much more logical. If, like, referring to kind of like Myers-Briggs, you're probably like, in terms of F and T, you're probably a T. You probably use your thinking and your rationality and logic to make decisions. And I think one thing is that while that's great and people really do respect you for that, you just have to make sure that you're getting to people who, or you're reaching people who don't have that same trait. You know, make sure that sometimes when people do come to you with their feelings or more of a feeling kind of mindset, that you listen to them and try to empathize with them. Because if you are always so serious, and you're not sometimes just, you know, letting things be light and fun and not so, you know, so in the lines, in the box, you know. Sometimes when you're so serious, it can kind of create that vibe for everyone, and it can, for some people, it can even make them feel a little bit, it can take the fun out of it, or it can take, you know, just the lightheartedness out of it. They might feel almost like a little bit scared of you, like they can't really come to you with their thoughts and their feelings. They might be a great team or partner or whoever it may be, and you do value them. That's the thing. Like, you do care about them. It's not that you don't care. You actually really care about them. But they might be receiving your seriousness as kind of like, you know, not really listening to them or not really tolerating their creativity or their different ideas or different approach. And so you might need to just make things a little more simple, you know? Like, you might need to just try to make things a little bit more light and fun. And you're definitely the kind of person who has a lot of ideas, you know? I think you put a lot into this project. Like, whatever it is that you're working on with this person or these people, you have put your heart and soul into it, and it's important to you. And that might be why you're so serious all the time about it, because, like, you might even feel that you care about it more than anyone else, which isn't necessarily the case. Like, I think whoever is helping you definitely wants the best for you, and they totally have the same goals in mind. They just don't really know how to implement it the way that you want. So just keep things very, like, simple. You don't like to create, like, drama and conflict and just unnecessary tension. You know, you like to just have it simple, and you like things to be, as much as you do like things to be serious, you do like things to be simple. Like, you're not like the kind of person that just creates drama just to create drama. You don't like it. You don't like to have, like, a miscommunication that could have easily been solved by just talking through things. And I think the thing is, a lot of these people do want to talk through with you what they're feeling, but they might just be a little bit afraid to. So you might have to just approach them first, and maybe even just ask a general open question to everyone involved, and just say, you know, is there any feedback that you might want to give me, or is there any kind of, is there anything that you want to just tell me about how this is going for you? And maybe even have them do it anonymously, if that's an option. Like, if you're working in a group, if this is more of a, like, work kind of thing or school kind of thing, just maybe have them, like, write their feelings on a paper anonymously and give it to you, so that way they can feel comfortable with that and not feel afraid to tell you how they truly feel. And also just kind of pay attention. If things seem to be going, like, a little bit awry, or, like, you feel like these people don't have the same goal in mind, as I said, pay attention and just notice the little things that they're doing. Notice if they seem to be a little bit distressed, and reach out to them and just let them know, like, that it's okay to talk about it. You know, not everything has to be perfect, and let them know that you like that open communication. You don't want to have any kind of dishonesty or any kind of, like, passive aggressiveness. You just like to simplify things. You like things to be straightforward, and let them know that they can be straightforward with you, because they might just not really feel comfortable in that approach. But if you let them know that you would like that and you would feel comfortable with that, they will definitely come to you with that. And another last little tidbit that could be interesting is, you might have, like, some signs around you. Like, if you are more of a, like, pragmatic kind of person, you might not believe in, like, signs and stuff, or maybe you do since you're watching this video, but definitely notice if there are any, like, repetitions. Like, if you're searching for, like, an answer, if you're searching for answers, you're kind of, like, at a point where you're stuck. Right now, is definitely a time where you should be manifesting. It's a great time to manifest. It's also, you're going to get some signs. Once you start manifesting, you're going to get signs of it working. It could be very, very subtle. Like, you might have very obvious signs sometimes, but these might be even kind of subtle signs. Just notice repetition of colors, numbers, animals outside. Even if you just see a word or you just keep thinking of a word a lot, that could mean something. Also, cool little thing, because I love music, I'm a singer, and this card popped out for you. And so one thing that might help you with manifesting is listening to music. And it could even help with this whole situation of having, just a lighter, more simple, fun vibe amongst your whichever group this is that you're working with, or whoever it is. Just play some music. Everyone loves music. Just play some throwbacks, some songs that everyone loves, and that'll help a lot with achieving your goals and just allowing people to feel comfortable. You might even want to just have like a little get together, a little hangout with your group from work, or if this is like your friends or family or relationship, just hanging out, having a little party, having some music, chilling together, enjoying this, just having like a joyful time. It can definitely lighten the mood and allow people to feel more comfortable with, you're very intimidating. People are intimidated by you, which is kind of a good thing. But, they probably do have things they want to say to you, and you clearly value them a lot. So make sure that you just make sure that you're allowing them that space to come to you with their concerns or with their feelings, and just hear them out. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Also, rose quartz. So that's love and just a general sweetness and joyfulness. I do get like a very like sweet vibe from this. I feel like whoever it is in this reading is very important to you, and you care about them. So yeah, I think just make sure that you're hearing them out and know that they are intimidated by you. But yeah, thanks group 4. I hope you enjoyed. Hope this resonated. But yeah. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them down below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great, blessed day.